FlossTube, and welcome. It is Sunday, January 2nd, 2022. This is my 29th FlossTube, and I am really happy to be back. It always feels like a really long break when you miss a weekend, and I did not record on December 26th, the day after Christmas. Even though I would have happily done so, it certainly just seems like it's the time to enjoy your family, enjoy this season, and just sit and be still. So anyways, I did not record on the 26th, so I'm coming to you after the holidays and after New Year's. A lot of big things have been happening in the FlossTube world, let alone my own, but let's just get started and say welcome to those that are new to my channel. This is my cross stitch channel, although there are episodes, and this is one of them, that I have some show and tell and some other fiber arts, and I love that part. I love sharing that with you. I love sharing other projects that family members have made, most specifically my grandmother and my mom. And anyway, so, and for those that have spent the last, I believe 6 months or so, or let's just call it the last 28 FlossTube episodes, being my encourager and supporter and inspiring me to continue with this journey, I thank you, and I am very happy to be in 2022 with you by my side. Okay, so what have I been doing? Well, obviously there was Christmas, but right before that, when I last recorded, I only had a few days to go, and then I did my live with Becca at Sambry Stitches. And I think that if I could just interject here for a second, because there's so much today, I think it would just be easier if I just talked with you and shared as I go the things that I've done, versus typically I like to share who I watched and what I did and whips and haul, and I think you're just going to get it kind of all at once because the holidays kind of just blend everything together. So, okay, back to where I started. Becca of Sambry Stitches and I did our live on December 22nd. And it was so much fun. We did a live gift exchange. We took some questions live, which were, something like that. I hope everybody understands that we absolutely do our best, but this is something we're doing ourselves with our own time, and technically, Becca did a fantastic job. We had giveaways, and we were thankful to those that donated. We just had a really good time in our pajamas with Coco, and we did our gift exchange, and so I have those to show you in case you missed that. But you can still catch it if you go to Becca's FlossTube channel, and remember to subscribe when you're there. I believe at this point she probably has hit her 6,000 mark on subscribers. She was only 2 away when I checked last time, so you can catch our live Christmas exchange, because I obviously don't have what I made for her, even though I shared it on Instagram. But if you don't follow her, or if you're not on Instagram, go check out her FlossTube, where you can see our live, and it was really, really fun. It was just an hour, but it was really fun, and it was great to gift and give away the last the big frame, cross-stitch frame that my dad had donated. So that will be going out to the winner in the mail this week. I have a tube, it's ready to go, and I was really excited to actually know who the winner was, Creative Country Girl. But anyways, the other one, I'm just gonna do it right now. I never had the winner reach out, so I went ahead and redrew for the other 20 by 30 cross stitch frame that I've shared before, but I'm gonna go ahead and just right now announce the winner that I had to repick, and the winner is Elizabeth Conley. And she said, "I can't wait for the interview. It's on my calendar," and she means the interview with Becca of Sambry stitches. Licorice, because that was the key word, is one of my favorite treats, especially strawberry. I look forward to seeing your decorated black box, which I have for you. Have a great week. And I am very excited to say, Elizabeth, congratulations. And if you will just, I will put my email down below. If you will just send me an email or message me on either Instagram or Facebook with your address saying that you were the winner, I will get that to you on the mail on the same day that I send the other one. So that worked out quite conveniently. Okay, so Becca and I did our live, and then Christmas came, and Christmas Eve, let me back up. I did something different this year, and we just did cookies and chips and dip with the grandkids and anybody that could come in the family, and we just got together around 4:30 and just enjoyed. My dad gave out some of his gifts, and it was just a fun night, just a couple hours, and the kids were really ready then for Santa to come, the grandkids, and so it was a good time. It was really, really nice, and I also know that part of that just kept my mind busy, off of missing Mom, and this is the first Christmas, so I think they call it the year of first, and I think that we're kind of glad that, to some degree, that this is approaching an end of that first year, but it changes nothing when it comes to the grief that you have. However, being together and celebrating Christmas and the reason for Christmas is, really, really did help. I then went Christmas Eve to Christmas Eve service at my dad's church, and I would have loved to have gotten you a picture of the church and then the candles at the end of the evening. And I did put out a post sharing that it was just, that's the wind. I don't know if we're gonna get, actually that's the cat. It does look overcast today though, so it might be a little darker in here than normal. I think I mentioned to you that of Christmas stitching, and that I wanted to stitch it all year, that I felt something different when I'm stitching Christmas versus other things, especially really getting into the game of stitching ornaments and smalls, and it just doesn't matter, whatever piece, if it's for Christmas, it seemed like to me, it just felt like there was this added element of joy that was attached with it, whether it was the cuteness of it, whatever it was. It had really spoke to me this year, and I really did not want to not have that in my stitching world all year. So I mentioned that I was going to keep it, and I mentioned my thoughts on that. And then, as I was sitting in church with my dad, on the top of their brochure that they had, and on the TV, it says that hope is at the heart of Christmas. And I gotta tell you, I just like, I had like this epiphany, and I'm like, yes, because that's what it is to me. That is what I was feeling, is that in each of those little pieces, in each of those little stitches, in each Christmas item I touched when it came to stitching, you feel this extra sense of hope that is what the Christmas, season and the day brings, because of what it means. So, Jesus might have been a little baby in a manger, but he is the Almighty, and he gives us hope so that we can cope with whatever is to come. So it's something I want to keep in my mind and in my heart all year, because I just really loved that I caught that. And I know that that is typically to me when the Lord is speaking to you, because it's those are those whispers that I'm so glad that I remind myself to pay attention to. So anyways, okay, that was Christmas Eve. Christmas morning was a typical Christmas morning. We usually let Philip do what he needs to do, sleep in as long as he needs to sleep. The rest of them are teenagers, and we had a great day. And I have to say, and I haven't shared this with anybody, I think one person, but Philip had the best, healthiest day that I've seen him have. He sometimes he can get incredibly overwhelmed by the excitement of that, and that can trigger seizures. So the fact that he woke up and he had nothing, and that we went out and he saw the pile that was, for my dad and for the grandkids, so it's a big pile when you put it all together, and he did so well. Not a jolt, not a shake. He enjoyed every bit of the day. Him and Aria, my granddaughter, played together, which was fantastic. And he ate at the dinner table, and he just did great. And I believe with all my heart that he had the angel of my mom, watching over him. And it was fantastic. And it didn't dawn on me. It did not dawn on me until he went to bed. And I thought, wow, thank you, Lord, thank you, Mom, whatever it was. I have not seen a Christmas day like that with him in a long time. So, okay, moving on. It felt like I didn't get a lot of stitching done. I think that I did watch Carol's Saltbox Stitcher. I think she said the same thing. I mean, things just get away from you, and the stitching gets pushed aside, and all of a sudden you're just like, for me, I'm just ready to get stitching now. I feel really organized. So I'm gonna go ahead and share off and on every little bit and detail that I had. Mostly what I got stitches in on is a sal that I am doing with for a Hands Across the Sea. Hold on one second here. And this is Rosa Sugars. The name of the sal is Sweet Rosa Sugars Sal. This is the pattern. She is sweet as all heck. She was 4 when she finished this sampler, and it just baffles my mind. I'm stitching it with Carolina Cross Stitcher, Cavi, and they are the makers, her and her husband. Her husband does the woodworking of the Beescap, whatever you want to call it, Beescap. And I did put a little buzz into her ear because of wanting to get myself back into the primitive rug hooking, that maybe I might grab a 2-hole one so I could put my rug hook, have one for rug hooking as well. It would be wonderful, same concept, but a rug hook. The hook looks like almost like, it can look like a lot of different types because there are many different types, just like scissors. However, a lot of them just represent like what a scissors would, and you just stick it down and it's like a pencil. So I can share that another time, but I kind of did put a bug in her ear while we were chatting about our stitching on Rosa Sugars. So this is where I'm at, and because I just felt really good with the colors and the happiness, it just worked out perfectly that this is what I worked on. There we go. I think the light's gonna be a little difficult with us today, but I am really coming around the corner and approaching hopefully a finish. Now, this is stitched on 28 count, second here. It's stitched on 28 count Cashel tea leaves. I absolutely love the color. These are I did DMC. These are the flosses. And the only color of mine that did not show up as well as I'd like it to is the lightest one, which was DMC 613. So on one of these rows, I had to utilize the 3046, which is this gold. So I'll show you the row, and it is 2 things. So these right here, I had to change that to the gold or it would have not shown up as much. I've used it around in little bits and pieces and that didn't bother me. But when it came to something that was going to be all the way across, I wanted to see these. So I just made it easy, and even though I don't like to change reproduction samplers, I really didn't feel like I had a great choice because as you can see right here, that's that color and it does not show up. but everything else is so bright and so cheerful. So anyhow, that is my progress. There, if I come over maybe towards the light, my chair will squeak. But so it's fun. This is literally, I call them one of their little gems from Hands Across the Sea. It has this little booklet, which are phenomenal to use. I love it. Absolutely so easy to have both pages open, to go back and forth when you're changing between pages. Really, really awesome. And the colors are so fun. So I've just had a blast with this. And I really, at some point when I knew I was getting close, I just went ahead and decided that it would be best to just go ahead and, like I said, low-hanging fruit, pull off the finish, and move on. So in 2022, this is probably, I have seen more people really getting organized this year, really coming up with a plan, and I'm in the same boat. So I have so much that I want to stitch, but I came up with 2 places with my cross stitch projects, and some of the whips will get touched throughout the year, but they're not in my basket that is going to sit right next to me. So I went out and I bought an antique picnic basket. I'll show it to you in just a little bit. And the whips that I'm actually working on right now, the ones that are going to be in all these cells, they're right there by my side so that I can pick and choose what I want to work on. But first and foremost, I will finish up Rosa Sugars. And I have all the hashtags for everybody that I'm going to put hopefully at the end, but I will give it to you just in case you don't have them. I am keeping track in my Lori Holt Bee in a Bonnet planner from Fat Quarter Shop. And what I'm doing is, besides all the other stuff inside the month itself, but I have my starts and finishes ready. So hopefully I will be able to put my Rosa Sugars over here, keep track of the dates, and just make it simple. But I also have where I have put out there on each side the community hashtags, and then community hashtags, and then my personal hashtags. So if I've created a sale, or if I'm part of a sale, or hosting it, however you want to look at it, those are my sales, whether I'm participating or hosting. Then I put a section where it's community hashtags. So those are like Feathered Friday sale. I want to make sure that I use that hashtag, be a part of it, and I already have my project picked for that I'll be stitching on Fridays. Then there's Dark October, that's the 13th of each month. That's when I will make sure I'm stitching on the Halloween project of my choice. There's the 25th Day Stitch Sale. That is Lori Holt and Crosshatch Quilts Christy, which, by the way, if I was ever going to meet a dog, I want to meet her dog Gus. Like, that's one. I would totally love to meet Gus. Anyways, that's just a side note. Lori Holt and Christy from Crosshatch Quilts are doing the 25th. It's like this: 25THDAY Stitch Sale, 25th Day Stitch Sale. So on the 25th of each month, they are going to stitch on a Christmas project. Now they have one they've picked out. For me, I'm just going to try and move my Christmas finishes through that way in my pieces. So I didn't have a specific piece, but I have them in mind. Then there's the Oh Snap Sale. Now that is going to be one that I am doing, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, with Becca of Sambry Stitches. And then there's the Mill Hill Monday. I should probably move the Oh Snap Sale over. I didn't think about that. Anyways, we'll get to that later. But I like the fact that I can keep track of hashtags that I hear on other FlossTubers that are actually just out there to participate on, that are always there and don't go away. So I love that. Okay, so that's just one way I'm trying to keep organized this year. Okay. Sheesh. The other thing that I did was I joined in with Sunshine Stitchers. They are on Facebook. They put out an event in their Facebook group, and in the event, they are doing a spotlight on designers each month. So under each month, they will have a spotlight and you can work on or share your work on that designer's piece. So I went out there and I just joined in on the ones that I know I have pieces on. So January is Nora Corbett and Mirabilia. So that made it really, really easy for me to say, okay, for the month of January, even though I have my others that I have to do, because I have two model stitches. So of course that has picked back up. I have my goals, can't share that quite yet. So, but in the background, I will get out my Mirabilia Lady of the Flag, which has sat patiently waiting for me, but I can show you where I'm at. This is Mirabilia Lady of the Flag. I'm stitching it on 30 count Constitution linen by Primitive Hair, and this is where I'm at. So it doesn't look like a whole lot yet, but you can see her arm and you can see the flag, and I gotta tell you, I watched Lancashire Stitcher, and man, she's just a phenomenal stitcher on these mirrors, but she's working on this right now, and she's doing it on a blue linen, and she's just flying. She is just flying on this now. Anyways, and these are all the flosses. So I'm excited to get her back going, and January will be one of my focus pieces as part of the Sunshine Stitchers. So, you know, check it out. It's on Facebook. And then I did join in on a few of the other months, and I'll tell you as I go. But for the month of January, it's Mirabilia's. Okay, we put that one back in. Okay. I didn't get too much farther on the Greetings from the North Pole, which is something that I was stitching with Stitchy Linda on Instagram and Denise from Goose on Instagram. Goose Designs. She does the vinyl front project bags that are so awesome. I have one coming soon. I needed a couple of projects bags for some new things. Anyhow, this is, Linda finished hers. It's so cute. It really, really cute. She wasn't sure she'd go for a finish, and she made it. But I'm starting over here on the second house. It's adorable. And so on the 25th day, is that day with Lori Holt, and this is what I'll be stitching on so that I can get to a finish. So I'm excited. That is by Country Cottage Needleworks. And I am stitching that on 32 count Heartland. And I'm using most of the called for floss, but I did change a couple. But I really like this. It's so cute. And Denise's bags, you'll end up seeing a lot of these. These are really, really cute. So I ordered a bag for the Garden Grow sale, a little gnome in the garden, and he's really, really cute. It hasn't arrived yet, but that sale doesn't start till January 22nd, so I had time to get a bag. Okay, let's see where I left. Leaving you off. Okay, a little bit of haul that I can throw in here right now. I waited a good while for this, and I really want to keep doing the smalls. So Crazy Annie's had it was called the 2021-2022 Halloween Spooktacular Ornament Club. Tiny Modernists created something, and you got the first kit. However, Crazy Annie got sick, got hurt, it really got delayed. And I I'm not gonna lie, I almost gave up because it is a monthly. It's not expensive, but it was catching up. And I wanted to do this specifically so that each month I could just get a small in, and then I would have some for a Halloween tree or my seasonal tree that I keep up. So it did arrive Christmas Eve, so it was kind of funny. It was like Halloween at Christmas. So I have the first 3, and the way I picked it was just to get it with the floss and the linen each month. So what I have is, I'll go through part 1 is Boo. It's so cute. Let's see. It's stitched on like a flax, so I like that. That's got that primitive look. But this is by Tiny Modernist, and I thought these were just going to be nice size when I just wanted something small to do, and then continue practicing my finishing skills. Number 2 is Hocus Pocus. And so then you get the same piece of linen in the back. And number 3 is Jack-o'-lantern. You see that? He's cute. He's smiling. They're all very happy and very cute. And then you got the Weeks Dye Works floss. And basically I think she's using about 3 to 4 colors, and that's it. So I have everything I need here. It came in a cute little spectacular bag. So on my plans for October 13th, Darktober stitching, will be to work on Twin Peak Primitives, the sampler, the Haunted House sampler sal, and then fill in with some of these. So that was part of haul, but it was due, it was due kind of a long time ago. So I was so excited to get it and incorporate it into my stitching. Okay, now, this one is coming up. I don't know all who's participating, but I won't get it all out this time, but on January 22nd, Garden Grow sale starts. So I have my bag coming from Dot Dot Goose, Miss Denise with the gnome, and when that gets here, everything is already kitted for you in these kits, so it's very simple. I don't have to come up with floss drops, floss tags. I don't have to come up with anything like that. So I am literally excited to get stitching on my Garden Grow sale. And I'm just waiting for the bag, and then I'll be all ready. So I have a little bit of time, and it's towards the end of the month. And there is a discount, a one-time discount if you use my code. If you need it, I can link it down below, and just let me know if you're gonna stitch it too. I would love to know. And that's by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I will put the link down below. Okay, that's January 22nd. Now, we all know that yesterday was the big day. This was my big Christmas gift to myself. But yesterday, January 1st, was Laura of Brenda and Laura, Brenda and the Cereal Starters' 60th birthday. And her celebration, or her, there has a stitch along was created to honor Miss Laura. Hold on, I'm getting the page so that you know the actual sal or hashtag, which, trust me, I'm sure many of you already know, but it's called Laura's Big Birthday Sal, and she picked out Elizabeth Isles as the sampler that we would stitch in her honor for her birthday. And this is, I got the kit directly from the Scarlet Letter. A lot of people know this by the Angel in the Border, and I just got it straight from the Scarlet Letter. But I did, for Christmas, get the silks. So I'm gonna go ahead and I use floss away bags. And I am, you know, not sorry, but yesterday I had a stitch in. Yesterday I was up at Brick City. I'll talk more about that later, but I had a stitch in on New Year's Day up at Brick City with about 15 ladies. It was so fun. What a way to kick off the new year. So I did not get a start on it, but that is quite all right. I saw so many people post their starts, and that's so fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to stitching this. And there's just no, I don't want to rush ever a start ever. So I just waited, and that's fine. So we had a great time yesterday. I'll talk more about that later. I got a really cool Christmas present from my friend Linda, Stitchy Linda, and I see every time she goes to Brick City or she goes to a Stitch In or whatever, they all a covered mug. I mean, we want to protect our linens and things like that. So she got me my own. She has one that says Stitchy Linda on it, and I know she takes it to, I don't know if she takes it to StitchCon or not, but anyways, if we can, I now have my own Stitch In big water container. One second. So, okay, and the holiday eating is officially over as of today. I had to wait one extra day because of going to that Stitch In yesterday. So, okay, so that gets me through. That start will be tonight. I will start the one for Laura's big birthday sale tonight and get a start in it. The next one is going to be, we haven't really created a hashtag for it, but I have a lot of people that are wanting to stitch it. And I got this as a Christmas gift. And this was the cardinal pattern that came out recently from Owl Forest Embroidery. So my husband, Randy, ordered it as a kit for me. This is the picture. Maybe if I angle the light there, is that better? Yeah, that might be better. And Owl Forest Embroidery does this phenomenal, they put a kit together, and it really, even though it's coming from Russia, this is a color chart that is so easy to read. It is so beautiful. And I went ahead and got the linen, which again looks like a flax. This is 32 count, and the threads are just gorgeous. I did get the cotton, but let me see if I can slide them up. They're all marked on the floss tags. So pretty. There we go. I gotta flip them over for you. Okay. Now, I know that Melissa Neely, she is a friend of mine locally in Florida, and she's up in a little bit north of me, and she does go to Brick City Cross Stitch. She's gonna stitch this, and then I am stitching this as well with Becca of Sambry Stitches. Now, this one, I want to stitch this, in honor primarily of my mom. I love the concept, and I've always loved the biblical aspect of when a cardinal shows up, that it's a messenger from heaven. There's been a lot of pieces, and I've only had a couple that really speak to me as far as stitching something in her honor outside of a sampler aspect and putting her initials on that. This one was just one that just really caught my eye, and I'm glad that I waited. I love a lot of Owl Forest embroidery. I loved their bee one that they did, but this one, we've come from a long line, and I guess I've skipped a generation. I love watching birds, but I don't do very well at feeding birds. But my grandfather always loved that, and then my mom really loved that. So when I saw the Cardinal sampler come out by Owl Forest Embroidery, it was a for sure. And then I knew with the colors that just spoke to me. And so without getting, I'll talk a little bit more later, but January 4th is the 1-year anniversary of my mom's passing. And that's why it doesn't matter what I'm working on that day. I'll stop and I'll put a start in this, and I'm really excited to work on this throughout the year. And Becca herself has some loss in her family around the same time, so it just made sense to both of us. I do have another piece that I'm going to be stitching along with Ginger and Rosalie Colby in honor of our mothers, and there is a hashtag for that. I am stitching a different blackbird design than they are. Mine that I shared with you last time is a Mother's Honors Do, but I am going to use the same hashtag, and we are all stitching it in honor of our moms. So, you know, it's such a great community, and we all reach out to each other, and we all support each other and encourage each other. So this is just so nice. So January 4th, if you're interested, you can always join. It's by Owl Forest Embroidery, and it's the cardinal one. Anyways, so I know of a couple of us that are joining in on that. And as well, Suzanne, her name is Suzanne Pruitt. You can find them on Instagram, Melissa Neely, Neeley. I can look it up for you. And hold on one second. I'm going to tell you about Suzanne in just a minute because she's doing more. I hope my battery's not going to die. I'm having a charging issue on my tablet. So hold on one second here. I hope this is going to, that's just not going to work. I'm going to do my best. Might have to come on and do a part 2, or I'll get through it. But I'm almost through with the stitching, and I did get a start in the Noel sampler. That is another stitch along that I'm doing with Linda, and we started this. This was my Christmas Day start. Now I did start it one day late. I was exhausted, but this is, let me get the pattern out. This is by Brenda Gervais. This is the Noel sampler. There's several people stitching on this, and it's under Noel Sampler Sal. So there was another group that was starting a stitch along on this besides Linda and myself. And at this point, I just think it's best that we're just all, you know, they reached out and they're like, let's just join together. And I'm like, that's phenomenal. So I'll get a little more information on the group as a whole. But this is the Noel sampler, and this is where I'm at. This is a kit that I got. This is a kit that I got from Country Sampler, and it just came with, I got the DMC floss, but it's their conversion. Let's see here if I can get it all together for you. Go. That's better. So I got a nice little start, but before we kicked off our start, Linda and I decided that we needed to utilize, make our own little scissor fobs. So we pulled a little part of another pattern, and I was able to, we decided we were gonna stitch that. So I stitched, yeah, my nails still aren't done, but it's okay. Anyway, so we stitched the little snowman and the sled, and I just put a border around it, finished off my back, and then I grabbed a little thimble and a bell and just some ribbon, put it on my scissors. So this was a lot of fun. It was all done in one night, and it was just so much fun to do stuff like that. I'm finding how important the smalls are in the middle of working on bigger projects. So that's the Noel sampler. Just started in the upper left. This is on 36 count for me, so that's definitely something I can only work on at night. Okay, so that's Noel sampler, and I love the color green. I was a little concerned, but I really, really love it. Okay. Very quickly, I got, as part of my haul, I want to join in with the Fat Quarter Shop, and I did the flea market flower sale, as you recall, and I kind of personalized it for my daughter for her 19th birthday last year for Carolina. Well, when Lori Holt came out with the flea market baskets, It's So Emma has produced the pattern, but Fat Quarter Shop is where I got this from, and I absolutely think it will be the perfect companion piece cross-stitch wise for Cece's 20th birthday. So this I need to finish by August, and I will join in their stitch along. The only thing that I did different, I did kit this up. I did a lot of kitting with anything using DMC this weekend. I would kit something each day. I picked out just 28 count Ivory Lugana, easy on the eyes, and it represents the color of the gingham to some extent here. And my goal is to, hold on one second here. I got all my DMCs ready, and what I did was, there we go. What I did was when I finished last time, I have a Lori Holt bag, and hold on one second here. This is my Lori Holt project bag, and this was made by Goose. And I didn't keep my Christmas in it, but for the most part, this is where I keep everything that I'm gonna do for Lori Holt. And what I did was, the last time, I'm just creating one ring that are basically Lori Holt's colors. So I cross-referenced the two patterns, purchased anything that I didn't have, and then I just added it in so that basically I have a Lori Holt, basically her favorite colors from these patterns, so that I can just reference them and not worry about starting something new. I had leftover tags of the vintage tags I had purchased from Etsy. So then the next time I can just add what's missing, and I didn't need very much. So anyways, that's my little Lori Holt go-to project, and I'm excited to get that one started. That one runs, I know it starts in January, and I will get you the hashtag on that one. The other one that they're doing is ridiculously cute, and that is right here. This one is the Vintage Housewife Cross Stitch. I gotta tell you, I want to do this one too. I just want to do them all, but I am really excited to say that I believe this one is going to be my giveaway for this week. I have the matching needle minder. This was provided by Fat Quarter Shop, and I just can't, it's just so cute. It's just absolutely another happy stitch, and it certainly makes some of these little vintage chores just come to life. So this will be my giveaway this year, and that I'm gonna give you this with the matching needle minder, which is this apron. And all I want you to do is use the word is going to be housewife. Housewife. And so just whatever you want to say, you can just use the word housewife. Just remember how the rules go, and that is, you know, don't say giveaway, don't say freebie, don't say draw. You need to be over 18 so I can get your address, all the same old stuff. We just want to make sure a stitcher gets it. But the key word that I'll be looking for this time is housewife. So that's the giveaway. And there will be more. Next Sunday I have more. But I think that's a really fun pattern. Next week will be for quilters. Sorry, didn't mean to turn my back on you like that. Okay, I wanted to share with you the two pieces that I got for Christmas from Becca, and this is the first one. And she knows that I love things with words and to keep my focus on things, and I certainly love sheep and wool, so this was just really adorable. I loved it so much. She's really good at her finishes. The one that just made me squeal with delight was She Knows How I Love Mice at Christmas Time. So she finished this for me, and I love it. Love it so much. So anyways, adorable. And what I'm doing is just keeping, my dad gave me this box with some stuff in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not putting these away. All my cross stitch ornaments that I made this year and gifted are in here. And then I'm gonna try and buy another one for the next season. And I'll keep in my closet so that I fully intend to make more smalls throughout the year. Okay, so I asked on one of my most recent floss tubes when I was doing my planning that I absolutely was not going to go through the year without stitching up a Brenda Keyes, the Sampler Company piece. So I loved that people helped me vote and decide, and the one I picked and the one that I got my DMC for is the Went to Church. Now, if you recall, I had the linen for about 3 of the patterns that I had. So I picked this one because I've always, for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to listen to some of you, and 2, I've always wanted to stitch a church, and I don't think I ever have. So I love the fact that it's a white church. I will be using fabric that I have, and it is, hold on one second. It is 28 count Cashel Sampler Gold. So it is definitely different than the very light that it called for, but I love this color linen Sampler Gold. But I did get all my DMC, so at some point this week I will work on getting those all wound up on floss drops and pretty. So that was another project I got finished. I think we're doing pretty good. All right, some haul that I got was, I had a little bit of gift card money up at Brick City. I got a couple of scissor fobs that I can show you, right along with Sampler and Stitches put out this design Christmas morning, and I love that. Mostly what caught my eye is I love this person, the lady peeking out the door. I love that. And so I grabbed myself one. I grabbed this scissor fob with the cardinal for obvious reasons. And I thought this one was adorable. It was a reindeer and he's fluffy. So cute. So I don't have as many of those. I was really hoping I was gonna be able to get through, and I'm a little worried that I'm gonna have issues with the battery, but I'm gonna keep going. Other haul. I had ordered it a while back, and it came from Brenda Gervais, her website, Country Stitches. I fell in love with this guy. This is called Christmas Cottage, and I know Linda and I will stitch this together. Hold on one second. It's there. I love that. So again, maybe when I finish not Noel Sampler, that's going to be an all-year doozy. But maybe when I finish up Greetings from the North Pole, I will go ahead and see which one I want to start next. Okay, let me make sure. I had so much to share, and I'm not hitting on any of it. I have one FFO that I don't think you got to see. I did show it on Instagram, but I don't think I got to show it on my FlossTube. I did get my Prairie Schooler back, my very first Prairie Schooler ever, and I love him. We chose to do, let's see if I can get it in here. There's a little gold fillet in there, and I really like that. So I was really excited, like really beyond excited. Really fell down that prairie schooler rabbit hole. Loved it. So I wanted to make sure before I put that away that you got to see it. I found, couldn't believe it, but I found a quilt shop near me. Carol, a Saltbox Stitcher, if you ever come my way, I will totally meet you there. It's not huge, but it's just nice. They actually have a classroom, and what I was able to find was exactly what I was hoping to find one day, just close, and it's called A Quilting Palette, and it is in Lady Lake. A Quilting Palette. And what I found were the fat quarters that she has beautifully folded up into a nice triangle for storage. Now these two don't really go with my typical thing, but I thought it was really cute for the garden grow sale. They're just really cute little, look at the snail, adorable. So I just grabbed those. But what I fell in love with was these primitive colors, because my goal this year, if you recall, is to do Little House Needleworks, the I believe it's the American Settlers, early American set. And that is what I want to be able to put in my dough bowl, which was something else I was going to show you, because that is what hold on one second. That is what I asked for well, it is what I asked for. My husband just knows that, he just knows that I've wanted an antique dough bowl, and as you can see, that is what he got for me. So it's heavy, but I've got a little start, and no, I know it's not Valentine's yet or even February, but I've never had a dough bowl, so I never had any reason to have small. So I pulled together some that I could share with you. I made this Candy Hearts one. This was a by Tina Egner. You can find her on Instagram, but when she used to do her Emily Ann's Closet, this was a pattern she put out, Candy Hearts, and my mom stitched this, which I'm pretty confident came from Punch Needle and Prim Stitcher magazine. It's a fun little embroidery piece she did with fly stitch and beads. And then I had gotten these off Etsy, and you got them with like 5 of them. So it's kind of looking a little bit like a mess, but I at least had some stuff that I could put in it. Let me see if I can put this back there. But I do love it, and he did a really good job. Okay, my daughter Olivia, I thought this was so unique. I had to show you. She works at Bath and Body Works, and I thought this was hysterical. So this is from Bath and Body Works, and it's a hoop and an air freshener. So of course, you know, she knows Mom. I thought that was adorable. So I just smiled. And okay, this was, a lot of people asked to see my black box again. I didn't put it away, but this was my black box that I had worked on and put my smalls in. And of course, next year I'll fill it up with some more colonial, or I did a lot of cutesy, to me, more cutesy Christmas ornaments this year. But this is the box that I painted the outside black, the inside red, the top's black, and then I went over it after I Mod Podged some scrapbook paper inside, then I dry brushed over top of it. And in a previous FlossTube, a few back, I go through more in detail how I finished it. So to me, now I'll leave it out, and what I'd like to do is add some more everyday colonial pieces, but I will try and maybe focus on some black work, small little samplers, some with some darker reds. Anyway, so I'm excited. I'm gonna leave it out. And anyways, it was so fun to do. All right. Now, another stitch along that Becca of Sambry Stitches and I are doing. I feel like I say her name a whole lot because we're doing a lot in 2022. We decided that we wanted to do, since we love gingerbread, Glendon Place. This is called Gingerbread Grove. Now, Cobweb Corner had this, and we were able to grab her last 2 patterns. She's offering a discount if we use the code that I have for you, or Becca has for you. She will have them in stock. I believe she was out, but she had them ordered. Anyways, you are able to, if you would like to join us on this one, the hashtag is going to be #OhSnap. And I love that. That was Becca's idea. So I did get my bag ordered, and this will be an all year, also probably working on the 25th at some time. But I went out to Etsy, I grabbed some PDF download tags. I could modify this and put DMC in, so I was able to put the number on the front, and I am ready to go. We will be starting this soon, but you still have time. So I'm still waiting for my bag. And I did order my linen from Be Stitch Me. So I'm really excited to share that with you, hopefully next time. Hopefully next Sunday I will have a little more, and I will have all the information you need on that one for Gingerbread Grove. Okay, I think the last thing I should do really quickly, and then because we're almost approaching an hour, is I wanted to say that when I went up to Brick City Cross Stitch in Ocala, Florida yesterday, Jean, the owner, who is just, she's just super sweet. She's just just become such a good friend. Anyways, she invited me to do a meet and greet. Now, what that says to me is I get to meet you. I get to shop with you. I get to help you spend your money, which is really fun. But we decided that she is going to hold a meet and greet, and I will be at her shop on Saturday, January 29th. And if you are able to come up and stitch with me and shop with me, I would love that. To me, it was really fun to be invited, but mostly all I can think about is I get to meet you. So I will put some extra notes in her address at the end of this video, or I should say my husband will hopefully insert that for me, so that you have the address and the phone number and the details. And if you think that you can make it up to Ocala, I will be there from 10:30 to 1:30. Her store opens at 10. You know, if there's orders or anything you want her to get in, now would be the time to call her. Anything that you've seen. I mean, she's just so easy to work with, so you can always just call her and say, Chrissy sent you, and if there's something you see, and if she can get it, she'll get it. But I would absolutely love to meet with you on Saturday, January 29th. So I am, like I said, to me, it was an honor, but more than anything, I think stitch-ins are great, but I think it would be phenomenal to meet some more of this FlossTube community. Everybody that joins me on a Sunday afternoon. I think that would be great. And you know what? Come from wherever. That would be fantastic. But if you need any information, you can call her shop. The number will be there. And if you are able to go, if you think that you will be there, if you could share it in the comments section, that would be fabulous, because I'd love to know who I'm looking for. That would be great. So other than that, wow, I think I did cover almost everything. There was one thing I was going to share from last week, or last time we met, and I said I would share it, and I didn't. But January 2022, I am going to get back into, finishing up a couple of my mom's primitive rug hooks, and also get back to my own. So I pulled it out again so I could share with you. I spent a good chunk of this Christmas season getting my porch area, the lanai, to be all kind of my rug hooking area. It's like an extra family room out there, and I'll share some pictures later. But the rug that I'm going to start with was my mom. It's called Beekman Farm, it is my grandparents' farm that they had when I had my horse. So it's very big. It's like a bed coverlet, and she got so far, but it is quite big. But I will show you the center of the piece right here. So the date under it is 1980. If you come to the end, I can show you what this looks like. And then it just duplicates itself down here. You know, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's stunning. It's a little hard to just take somebody else's work and try and you know, piece it together. I have found most everything. Again, I hope I rise to the occasion and can do it justice the way that my mom would have. That being said, I have shared an hour's worth of stuff, and I feel like I have so much more that I still could share. I have the Nottingham Stitch Along by Kathy Barrick. That is a pattern that I am going to be doing a sale, hosting a sale with Fox and Rabbit. I need to recheck in with them. They've been busy with their holidays and linen, etc. But I would love to stitch this on their Black Swan. I think it'd be great. I have seen a few people already get a few stitches in. I have a person that just cracks me up. Her name is Suzanne Prue. I always say it wrong, but it's P-R-O-U-X. Let me get it in there so that you have it. Azula, stop. Okay, her name is Suzanne Prue, is how she says it. But on Instagram, it's a white dog is the picture, but it's PROULX.Suzanne. I think it's hysterical. I love it when I get up to Brick City, and I love when other people are stitching the same thing. And boy, her and I are stitching it seems like about 80% of what I'm stitching. We're stitching the same thing. So it's going to be so fun for Suzanne and I to be watching each other's progress. She's going to do Poltergeist Pirates, which I am going to start that on February 12th. So a viewer of mine mentioned, don't start it on Valentine's Day, which was just an idea. Start it so that we can start it on a Saturday, which is February 12th. So she's joining me with Poltergeist Pirates, and there's a couple at the shop that are doing that. So if you need anything for Glendon Place Poltergeist Pirate, you can call Miss Jean on that. Let her know if you want the coordinating fabric. But Suzanne and I are we're doing the also the cardinal cross stitch together, and it was just such a joy to be with everybody at the Stitch-In on New Year's Day. And that being said, you know, I am so grateful for how the Lord works. And this was a year of so many things, and one of them being a tremendous loss that you have all just walked with me through. But I am thankful to all that He's shown me in the middle of that, in the midst. I had an incredibly supportive husband who, you know, if I needed to order a pattern because that was therapy, he did that. There was no questioning whatever I said I needed on any given day, as far as, you know, if I was having a bad day. He knew that those are things that helped me move through that time. I am so in awe of my dad. I am so in awe of him. I want to say I'm proud of him. I want to say that, but I don't want him to feel that the way I see him is like it's not a child thing. I am in awe of how he handled this year. He handled it with grace, and that comes from the Lord. Yes, immense grief. However, he just blows me away with who he is as a person, and the closeness that him and I and my sister have this year is a blessing like no other blessing. Those things, and I'm going to get teary-eyed, but I can't help that. My kids, people think that, especially my family, sometimes they think that I am a little too soft, or, I'm a white picket fence girl. I am. I like the happy ending. But, the Lord calls us to be his, his hands and his feet. And sometimes, I have to say that it has helped me this year to be, to help others in my own way. And I think that has, I think that's just been a big role to this year, is where can I reach out? And part of it was FlossTube. How can I help? So, like I said, so thankful for everybody. I am incredibly blessed. This year was not just about loss. It was about incredible gain in the things that only he would know that I needed. And I am just beyond thankful. Even when things filter down, I'm just so, the move, I could just go on and on and on with the little things, but I'll stick with, what hits home first, and that's just, a marriage that has blessed me so much this year, and family, and my children, and they have watched me bawl ugly tears in a coffee that, they bring me Starbucks, and at a drop of a hat, then I can bawl. Those things are the special things that I will forever hold dear for this year. It's just the little things. And I love that I live, close enough to my dad that he just walks in the door now. And I love that I have friends that have just, made such a huge effort, to include me in their world. So, that being said, Happy New Year. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see what 2022 brings. And I cannot wait to share my stitching with you, and my rug hooking, and every little crafty journey that I go on. I hope to see you and meet you at the meet and greet at Brick City. I think that would be phenomenal. And other than that, the giveaway, don't forget the word is housewife, which I value my role as a housewife. Always have. Doesn't mean that I don't love to be an independent woman, but being a mother and a housewife is a blessing, and I'm thankful for those roles. And anyways, don't forget to floss. Love you guys. Bye.